Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Thrifts. Now this is a video series where I go around my local and not so local charity shops and other places to try and find some nerdy bargains. Now I don't know if you can hear, but it's actually raining really hard in the background there. But anyway, in this episode I've got a lot of awesome things to show you, including a bunch of PlayStation 1 games, a SNES related item, and, as you can probably tell by the title of this video, a Sackboy Vinyl figure. With that being said, let's get going. Alright, so let's start off with some DS games, and in particular, travel games for dummies. Now, I didn't know this was a thing. I only thought the For Dummies did books, but you know what? Yeah, whatever. Brain Training, Solitaire, just some very generic DS games, to be honest. Moving on, and we have found a media shelf that is pretty bare. Some driving test games, or tests, or whatever they are. This explosive cyber storm conspiracy, whatever it is, got Mutant Storm for £1, and then this thing, look at the artwork on that. Dark Pegasus, that artwork is fantastic. Now, a little further on from that shelf, I found this box full of leads for 50p each, and yeah, I actually managed to find a DS charger. My girlfriend was looking for one of those. And you know what, for 50p, you can't really see it because it's not focusing, but you know what, for 50p, yeah, I am getting that. What a find. On to the kind of board game section of this shop, and I managed to find a Wii Games Pack, which, you know, it's got a bracket and a steering wheel, just kind of generic plastic stuff. I didn't get it, but it was pretty cool to see in the box, because I like stuff in the box, even though it was a little bit bad. But yeah, I left it, didn't need it. On to the media section in yet another shop, and straight away I found Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition for £4. I was tempted to get it, but you know what, £4 for that, just a little bit too much compared to what I would want to actually pay. So even though it was cool, I decided to leave it. Good find though. Another media section here, and they had a bunch of PlayStation 3 games, all of which I didn't have. Mainly because I don't collect PlayStation 3 games. And you know what, if I actually did, £2 each, especially for stuff like Red Dead Redemption, I would have absolutely picked every single one of these up, because, as I said, didn't have them, and they were fairly decent prices. But yeah, I left them all. Probably should have picked them up. Now, on the way out, I actually found this LEGO Dimensions Xbox 360 game in the box. However, I don't know if you can see there, but it actually says that they had no figures in the box, which begs the question, how is that even playable? Isn't LEGO Dimensions, do you know they have to have the toys to play? I know, never played it, but yeah, for what they were charging, yeah, definitely not picking that up. Alright, so this next thing is a pretty weird find. Just a bunch of little Big Planet Sackboy vinyl figures. Only 10,000 of them were made. And there's just a bunch here stuck in this kind of metal cage type thing with a lot of smaller ones off to the side. Yeah, they were selling these off for a couple of quid, so of course I got one of the bigger ones. Now, next up is a pretty decent find. Yeah, that is a Quick Shot joypad for the SNES. When I first saw it, I thought it was like an official SNES joypad. Sadly, it wasn't, but you know what, for 20 quid, it's something that I've not seen in a charity shop before, or even anywhere in real life really. So you know what, yeah, I picked that up. I was very happy with it, and it works, which is all great. Needs a bit of a clean, but I sorted that out. In another charity shop now, I found a bunch of PlayStation 1 games in this bin. Now, some of them were fairly expensive, like Silent Bomber, but I also found The Weakest Link for 99p, and also this is football for, again, 99p. But you know what, I always try and pick up the PlayStation 1 games, because even if I don't want the games, I can always use the cases if they're in good condition. And there was a whole other bunch of stuff in here that I wasn't too interested in, but I had to look through anyway. Now, these next things are actually something that I didn't even know existed. these are all Killer Instinct collectible figures. Now, I really enjoy the Killer Instinct franchise. I have a boxed version for the SNES. I even enjoyed the remake that they did for the Xbox, which is what this is connected to. Interestingly, you even got a code with each of these figures to, unlock that character in the game. I just thought they were really cool, but you know what? For $9.99 each, I just didn't want to spend that much money. After that, I decided to go into the works, and I got my hands on the Ultimate Guide to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So this thing is slightly out of date now because it came out before the DLC thing, but you know what? Pretty in-depth overall. £2, pretty decent price. Back into a charity shop now, and I found a bunch of Xbox 360 games, including quite a decent number of desirable games, I'll say, like The Darkness, Alan Wake, Files of Nightmares, etc, etc. Yeah, you know what? If I was bothered at the time, I probably could have got them, but I think at the time I could actually have gotten them cheaper at CX or whatever, so I just decided to leave them all. Moving on to yet another charity shop, and I found The Mummy Returns for the PlayStation 2. Love Brendan Fraser, really glad he is making a comeback, as well as Gran Turismo 2 with a slightly damaged case for £3. And you know what? I decided to get it because why not? Talking about Gran Turismo 2, guess what I found in my local once just after? Yeah, as you can see, I'm coming up to it now. Gran Turismo 2 for $9.99. This was the Platinum Edition, and of course I was really happy to have saved myself a couple of quid by getting it from a charity shop, and you just don't know what you're going to find in these places, which is why I do this and why I enjoy it. So yeah, moving on back into a charity shop, and I found a bunch of PS3 games. So Uncharted, for example. I love the Uncharted series. That is one series that I've only recently been playing through, and yeah, just absolutely fantastic. I also found right here a PSP game, Ghost Recon 2 for £1.50. Yeah, I'm getting that because it's a fairly decent price, and I've never actually played any of that franchise. Now that can change. On to a random bric-a-brac section, and yeah, I found 2 controllers, the Logitech Precision and the Trust Predator. Yeah, never heard of either of these, and to be honest, I didn't want them because I've got enough controllers and I don't really have the space for all this kind of stuff, so I decided to leave them. Plus they were going for like £5 and £8 each. Yeah, I just left them, to be honest. Now these next things are definitely things that I did not leave. Now among all this kind of random PC stuff, I found Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars, with all the kind of like feelers, the booklets and all that kind of stuff. Sadly it didn't have a box, but you know what, for £1 for that, definitely absolutely getting that. As you can see, some more random stuff, including Broken Sword. And then right at the end, I found the Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator Pilot's Manual. Yeah, I also got that for £1, which, yeah, great find. And then last but not least, I also found a bunch of Xbox 360 games, including some that I've never really seen before in a charity shop, including some of the ones that I got, and I'll talk about them in a second. But yeah, a nice selection here, including Viking Battle for Asgard, Tony Hawk Shred, and Time Shift as well. And here is the haul for this particular video. You've got that Sackboy Vinyl figure, you've got that SNES joystick, joypad thing, you've got a bunch of PlayStation 1 games, a PSP game, an Xbox 360 game, as well as those PC related stuff at the top, Broken Sword and Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator. So yeah, pretty decent haul altogether. Now if you did enjoy this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do all that social media goodness, and as always keep living that best nerd life.